Hey, how you guys doing? This is me, Miss Gloria with Our Lifestyle. So today I want to talk a little bit about being lonely. You know, a lot of people are talking about being alone and living alone. They're living in their RVs, living in their trucks, living in their cars. People are living almost everywhere, but they're living alone. And you know, since this is going to be how it is and we're all talking about it, it's great if we talk to each other about it, isn't it? Then we won't be so alone. So I want to talk about being alone. When I lost Jimmy in 2018, that was my husband, to a sudden sickness, which ended, and he was gone within 3 days. Leukemia, such an interesting word for such a terrible disease. But anyway, he's gone. So that left me with a little 5-year-old, and I thank God for her, because I truly believe if it wasn't for her, I would not have made it. I wouldn't have been able. I lost so much weight. I lost my hair. I just lost everything, because I felt like I lost a big part of myself. So that left me really, really, really super alone. I'm very fortunate I had a support system at that time. But even with that support system, I was so sad. I was so alone. I could not, I didn't have, that's my main person to turn around and say, hey, how was your day? What's going on? And we would go places together, we would do things. I mean, we were a husband and a wife indeed. Sure, we had our ups and downs like any other couple does, but that was literally my road dog, because we were truck drivers together. We were on the road together as well. So as far as being alone and living in this life and being lonely, those are two different things. So I was very, very lonely for 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, I was alone for a long time. So it's now been 6 years and 9 months. And I can only talk about me, because that's what I always say when I start talking about experiences. I say, this is my channel, this is my experience. So if somebody comes on and they want to, disagree, you can't disagree about my experience. This is my experience. So I was very lonely and very sad. And what I did was I had to find things to do and places to go. The first thing I did was I kept moving. I got up, I cleaned the house, I moved around. I did everything I could for our 5-year-old, and I took her to Disney World. I started getting really super involved with my church. I just kept moving, because I knew that once I stopped and the nighttime came around, I would wind up being so sad and crying, and it was a real terrible time for a little while. Coming out of loneliness is a process, and nobody on this earth should have an opinion about someone else's journey at all. Only have an opinion about your own journey, because that's the only journey you really know anything about, So going through all of that, I gotta say, that's not where I am right now. I do get, instances and bouts of loneliness occasionally, of course, because I have not remarried and I'm not dating. So I live a very interesting life. I have so many hobbies, as well as things that I do, and interesting things I get into to keep myself busy. I have just found so many things to keep me busy that are interesting, and some of them are fun, and some of them are like more so intellectual. But the most important thing is I kept busy. And the difficult times, I have to say, are of course nighttime, when it's bedtime and it's quiet, and I can hear and feel that Jimmy's not there. And as time passes, it becomes more and more bearable. I have a teddy bear. I have a little teddy bear. He's white, and I just actually use him as a pillow. I lay on him, and I have sleepy time tea, and sleepy time tea works wonders. Celestial with the bear on it, and they are not sponsoring this, and they're not sponsoring me, but that tea does work. It's an herbal tea. Put a lemon in it and it'll knock you right out and I stay asleep. I sleep very well, and I'm happy about that. But loneliness is a process, and it takes time, and it's up to you as an individual what you do in order to work through it. It's very personal. And so that's my brief mini journey through loneliness. And right now I can say I am still alone, but I am not lonely. And that's, it's not easy to be able to say that. And, so sometimes you have bouts of loneliness and sadness, and you know, just being pensive, and that's okay. There's no need to feel panicked or like it's the end of the world, because it isn't. It just feels that way sometimes. Yeah, that should be the name of my next book. It's not the end of the world. It just feels that way sometimes. So anyway, you all have a great, great day, evening, night, morning, wherever you are in this universe. And this is Miss Gloria sharing my story of, you know, it's not really the end of the world. Sometimes it just feels that way. So you have a great day, and I will hope that you subscribe and you share, as well as come back to my channel and see what's the next thing I'm going to get myself into talking about, okay? All right, this is Miss Gloria with Our Lifestyle.